Hello, welcome back to Mounted Blade Brytenwalda, where last time I spent a long time talking about politics and all sorts of random armies and lords and stuff, and I'm probably going to do the same thing for this episode, depending on how it goes, because that's really all I have to talk about, unless I'm going to be like, alright, now we're resting, now we're performing music. I mean, I'll still, of course, like, mention that kind of stuff eventually, every now and then, but for the most part, the interesting part of what's going on is what's going on with all of the kingdoms. Such as the martial thingy, Ardtiarna Diarmaid Mac Eider, I can't read that, but, yeah. So, hopefully, ideally, this will be a mission to take Rath-Keltair, which if we do, will, like I said in the previous video, prevent LXIII from getting a hold on Ireland, and therefore prevent us from having to attack them in order to unify all of Ireland. And if that happens, that will be magnificent. And right now, our marshal here seems to be hiding around in his castle because he has nothing better to do, which is what he was doing last time he requested that we go join him, which is, frustrating, of course. But, alas. So, really, the main problem that we're having right now is just that he won't come out. If we can do that, if he'll come out, and, yeah, I'm just gonna help the slaves, even though it makes me lose renown for some bloody reason. Yeah, so, we'll just have to get ourselves up to Rath-Keltair with our marshal. If all the armies of our people join us there, then we should be able to fairly easily defeat Rath-Keltair and all of the people there. Which rhymed! Oh my god. And he's leaving! Oh my god. And it looks like he's going in the right direction. Or it did a second ago. Now, not quite so much. And I leveled up. So, that's pretty awesome. Anyway, and of course I increased my strength because I need to be able to wield a sword and bow, or not bow, a sword and spear, which I could not wield before, or which I could wield before and then quit them, and then I lost it, and I could no longer wield it, which is mighty unfortunate, I believe you would agree, not being able to wield a sword or spear. And the problem now that I'm left with is either I keep this personal banner, or I give it to somebody else. Except for, at this time in the playing, I did not know that I could even give it to somebody else. And this guy, I'm decided he's going to be my trainer, and I believe also a tactician, if I, need it. And, of course, I'll give him leadership and such in the meantime, because more leadership means paying less money for more troops, and that is always a good thing. Well, I will give him leadership. Apparently I don't do it right now. But then again, he's only level 2, so there will of course be plenty of time for Clovis here to get up and better and such. And right now I'm just looking at what I can give him. My balanced Dawn Ray is, I believe he has a normal Dawn Ray, which is of course worse than a balanced Dawn Ray, but it's not even all that great. I did end up handing him some javelins though, so that was good. But yes, like I was saying, take Rath-Keltair, stop LXIII from getting a hold on the island. Then we'll have to decide where we go from there. I have no idea why in God's name he's going here. Like, why would you even, honestly? It's really rather annoying. And then, I forgot, the people here always decide that it is the best possible route to take a boat, despite me not owning a boat. So I just, like, steal a boat from some villagers, lose a bunch of morale and money, and then I arrive here. And I'm like, okay, that's awesome. And Friok there joined us, which is awesome because he was previously our best warrior. So it is good to have him back because he has an axe and all that. And axes seem to be perhaps the most effective. And there is Connor App or something. Connor Mac something. I don't know. I can't really read it, of course, because Windows Maker sucks. And we're gonna go help out these farmers. We're gonna try and help out these farmers, assuming that we can. I mean, I would assume that we can, of course, unless the village there is being raided by Dina Raiders or something, but I kind of doubt it. And assuming that is the case, and they're just Morths or Unrights or something, then we should be able to take them down pretty easily. And also train some troops in the meantime, which is very good for us. And they are Morths, if I read that correctly. Which means they're pretty much just like peasants, which is great, because we also have lots of peasants, and that makes it a fair fight. And a fair fight is good for us, since we outnumber them by a significant amount. Right now I'm just giving orders and stuff. And now that I have a sword, I should be able to easily just cut through them, right? Because you know, all the medium infantry and stuff, they have swords and they cut right through my troops, right? So presumably, since I'm pretty much medium infantry at this point, I have a sword, I have some like linen armor and such, so I should be able to just cut through them if I can hit him. There we go. There goes down one person. And freaking chamber blocking, which they're way too good at, but then I catch him in the face with my sword, and this guy also going to be a fairly easy kill since he has just a knife, and that's the third person I've taken down this time. It's going pretty well with the sword, and the rest of the battle is also going pretty well, all things considered, because peasant on peasant, who wins that? Peasants win that. Yep. Well, whoever has more, of course, and we have more, and we have a couple actual troops in addition to our peasant army, which makes us better than them, which is glorious. So yeah. That's the thing. And there's a quick victory, recruit some troops here. I'm mainly doing this in part of my plan to make Lime Ike and, whatchamacallit, like me more, because that is, of course, a very important part of things, and doing them, in that we need villages to like us so we can recruit large amounts of troops that are not horrible. And I'm going to give her a sword rather than her knife, because they're the worst sword, of course, because she is... I mean, she might just be an archer, but she'll still get to melee combat sometimes, and it'll do her no good whatsoever to have a knife. What she needs is a sword. Without the sword, there's no way she's going to kill anybody, and we need her to be as good as possible. I'm going to increase his one-handed weapon skill so he can hopefully best, like... Because ideally, what companions are good for is you don't lose them, ever. So, and I give him a sword. Although, in retrospect, now I'm thinking about this again, like I said in some of my other decisions, I think it might have been wiser to just keep him with the axe. Because axes, of course, are better piercing armor in this game and also in real life. Well, not piercing armor, but you know what I mean. And it's just a pity there are no maces or anything, but you know, what are you gonna do? Or a morning star. Huh. Anyway, so instead of that, we're just gonna keep going with our swords, because of course swords are good weapons, especially against unarmored peasants, like my army is primarily, which is probably why I think of swords as being the ultimate weapon, is because when I fight people with swords, my entire army gets slaughtered by them, of course. Because... And this guy doesn't like Clovis, or whatever. Because he thinks he's like a dark sorcerer. He's a dark magician! Like the person in Yu-Gi-Oh! But yeah, he's like, oh no, get away from me! And stuff, which is kind of frustrating, because I don't need my companions to fight with each other, because I need them all. Because if I don't, because of course, like I was saying before, they're really the only troops I have that are capable of ever fighting and winning against the heavy infantry of my enemies, which is the main issue I have. Against the light infantry, I can easily beat them with just overwhelming the peasants. Medium infantry, I can do the same. And here's the king, who I'm trying to get him to like more. And this is... oh yeah, and he wants one of the lords, which I'm completely fine with. I'm more than happy to sell it to him, because that way I'll get the money, and there's no guarantee I would have gotten a better price from ransoming him, although I believe you usually get a better price. But alas, it's still better that I just sell my lord to him, because that way I'm guaranteed money now, which is, you know, nice. Opposed to perhaps it could take weeks or even a month for LXIII to come up with money for his ransom, which means, you know, it could be a long time before I'm paid, and the money might not even go to good use, because I could get it and then lose it in the same day. Whereas now, I mean, not get it and lose the same day. I mean, I could get it after I've lost some money previously, and it would be no good to me, because I would have, because, you know, if you have like 10,000